now? Alright. Hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft Super Let's Golden Age, episode 1000, and you know what, I forgot the number already. I actually remembered the number and then I forgot about it. I think we're on 80 something. 82, 84, not sure. Alright. So let us go and... let me remove that. You know, I got disabled drops when I had a Twitch side account. They're really just an annoyance now. Just being honest, I tell you. Drops on Twitch are like the most annoying thing ever. Plus, I tell you, I hate drops because they leaked my details. You think, oh, you know, it's gotta be secure, but no, they leaked it. They leaked it. It was the only thing that I signed into, and it, you know, put me into junk mail. So I had to sort that out, you know, and it was so annoying. There we go. I thought I saw something over there. I'm gonna grab this here. Dirt. Gravel. Put that in there. That in there. Yeah, we're actually not too far from my objective. I just did not realise how bad the bushes are around here. And I know there's another one right here. And there's probably another one right here. And then there's probably another one right here. There's so many bushes. Alright, now we go like this. Yeah, that's not too bad. And now I need to grab dirt. Go like that. Not too bad, not too bad at all. And go like that. And grab some coarse dirt. There we go. Should really just, you know, go like that. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Will be a pain in the butt to kind of hide that from underneath. But it's doable. Yeah, that's not too bad. Just circle around, and then we'll have to do the other side. Yeah, this is actually turning out quite nice. Look at that. It's a progress, I tell you. That's what it is. It's progress. And I'm probably gonna place down some glowstone. If I remembered, I placed it in here. Holy moly, that is a deep cave. Was not expecting that in this landscape. We'll have to probably fill that in. I'm just placing glowstone down there now. I don't know where I'm going to be building, but you know, it's just to make sure it's all lit up. No mobs just spawn and then attack me. And there's another cave. That is a creeper. Two creepers. Three creepers! It's like, you know, pulling rabbits out of hat. So there's a fourth one there. Three creepers in a row. That was just terrible. You okay, Dennis? I was not expecting three creepers in a row there. Alright. now that we have this here. I could actually make it go upwards here. That's the thing, I don't know what the level is for this area. Should I make it go higher? There's a creeper. Fourth creeper. Fourth creeper. That is really just annoying, you know, now. Put some glowstone in here just to light it up. Alright, let me see. Let me see. 6 gunpowder. I almost have 64 gunpowder again. Alright. Put that in the backpack. That can go in the backpack. That can go in the backpack. There we go. Ah, hello there, Ari. Hopefully you're doing alright and stay safe. We're currently doing some work over here in that new animal farm area. And I need to get this all lit up now. It's getting a bit too dark. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. Doing well. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. Let's see. Yes, is that creative mode? No, it's just regular survival mode. There's a creeper! Fifth creeper! Ah, cannot have a single piece of quiet. Ah. Phew. Sorry, I just need to take a second there. Okay, let's go and fix up all the stone that's exposed to now and cover it all up. Gets it out the way. I'm very annoyed that my, skin is not showing up, and I just made a big hole in the ground. Pain. Haven't played Minecraft in a while. Well, you know what, I would recommend joining in, but if you're relearning the game, I would recommend playing an older update. Because the older update, you can, eventually get the grasp of everything and then just go back into, what all the newer stuff is all about. I don't really play the newer updates. The newer updates, I would normally play them if I'm playing multiplayer or with people. That's really just what it's become for, multiplayer, for newer updates for me. It's just that. But definitely, if you're playing, or relearning Minecraft, go for older updates. It's a lot more easier. Plus, you do not have, elytras or, other stuff to keep track of, like sniffers and sniffer eggs and archaeology mod. It's not actually a mod, but yeah, it feels like a mod. Let's see. We're actually almost out of course dirt now. I did enjoy creative mode the most though. Hey, you know what? It's still, quite, crazy to think the longest creative series is, I think they've gotten to 3,000, I'm not sure. It has been quite a while since I last checked, but I think they've gotten to 3,000 episodes for the longest creative series. I like Sandbox and stuff. Yeah. But you know what? Combining, the idea of, the, survival, and then creative idea, it's probably, one of the funner things, because you get to collect all the resources, instead of just instantly spawning in. I do quite enjoy creative mode, though. Creative mode has its funs. But at the same time, you get more attuned to the lands. We are playing modded, so we have animals. And, a bunch of other stuff. I only have 47 pages. That's quite tame for, you know, a modded series. I've learned that over the years that, you know, it's a very tame mod pack. Can't believe it's been 4 years since we started this series. Feels like yesterday, I tell you. That's what I'm gonna say. Feels like yesterday. Alright, here we have it. Yeah, true. Oh yes, I like the UI. Thank you, thank you. That is a resource pack that we have pride hats and then we have pride containers, but for some reason pride containers always overlaps pride hearts, and it kinda sucks that. Because the pride hearts are pretty cool. I'll show you. It's just gotta take a second to load. In the newer updates, you know, resource packs load a lot faster. But in, you know, the older updates, I wish someone would do a mod. If someone's out there that does mods for, you know, 1.12.2, would make a mod that helps, you know, the resource packs load faster, that would be, you know, brilliant. There we go. You know what? Let me see. What is our size of our UI? It's large. It feels like I'm playing a video game, even though I am playing a video game, and I put it up to 4. There we go. Sorry, I just wanted to see if, you know, how that looked there. I've never modded much, but I might start now. Yeah, there is a ton of mods. If I had to say, like, you know, if you want a stable update for modding, I would say 1.12.2 would be your Get the best one to do so. Just because it's like the middle ground of all the new stuff getting added to the game and all the old mods still being updated to this point. Like more creatures, where you get animals that you can tame and, you know, keep, you know, take care of. Never gets old, more creatures. I'm glad someone's taken over the mod after, you know, it's been, you know, left in the water for so long, and finally updating it. That's probably like one of the best things of, you know, this year so far. There we go. You know what? I should really tame another fox and see if I can, you know, what do you call it, make it mate with a Cumcuber. If you do not know who Cumcuber is, Cumcuber is the misspelled name of cucumber. I spelled it as Cumcuber. And it still cracks me up to this day. But they are a fox as well. I do miss Yip Yip. That's nice, yeah, I do play heavily modded City Skylines. You know what? One day I'll play City Skylines, I tell you. One day. I do quite enjoy City Skylines, it's just... How would you describe it? I like the old version of it. The newer versions kinda just became stale. I like the chaoticness of the older updates, that's what I'm gonna say. I like the chaoticness of the older updates. They were just, you know, unique in their own way. That's what I'm gonna say. They were unique in their own way. Not too bad, not too bad at all. I need to connect these 2 bits up here. And now that it's not very popular anymore, the mods are slowly breaking. Yeah, that seems to be a reoccurrence with modding. If the game is old, like, you have Skyrim out there. Skyrim's been going for a long time, but that modding is not slowing down at all. It's actually increased, I tell you. And it's very crazy that. It just seems to get, you know, more and more mods every year. Yeah, a lot of the modding did swap over to, what do you call it? The Star something? It's been that long that I don't even remember what they, you know, released. Starline, Stargate, Stardrift, I don't know. That. Ever since they released that. a lot of modders went over to that, but you know, now they've all kind of just returned back to Skyrim or went on to Fallout 4 because there's a lot of, you know, new Fallout 4 mods that are absolutely amazing. Really high quality stuff. Let's see. How are we doing this? I could make it curve down this way. Actually, I need to put this in the backpack. Seems like I'm just running out of inventory space now. That is not supposed to go in that backpack. That's supposed to go in that backpack. Put that in there. I can put that in there now as well. Alright. Break that. There we go. I'm not a hoarder, okay? I'm not a hoarder. I'm basically trying to keep everything organized. Basically, I normally keep everything that I need on me for building. If not, I put it in a chest. A lot of the build projects that you see me do around here, I normally recycle the materials into different build projects. Like certain types of woods, you know, I would use for wood projects, like, you know, Construction Island. It's still under construction, I tell you. I renamed it to Bolt Island, and then I came back, and then I, you know, turned it into Construction Island. And I started building little tiny, you know, houses that were, you know, the same, you know, house just over and over again in different styles. To just kind of marry off people. And I don't really like the island, to be honest. I like the idea of doing an island build, but I just could never get it perfect. But a lot of the, what to call it, wood that I'm collecting now will go up to Dino Land. So when I'm building Dino Land, I need to figure out what to do with this river. I have to connect over the river. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll probably fix this hill that's here, or probably just flatten it down, and then make either two, or make a big path. I'll probably just make a big path over here. But this is primarily where a lot of dinosaurs are going to go in my world. But this river is like the most pain in the butt area. I really picked the worst spot. Just to be honest, it's really the worst spot. This thing is huge. You know what, our world has been around for quite, you know, a while now. This is what 4 years looks like. We do have a little outpost down here, basically where I go to mine resources, like, where is it? It's up in these hills. Here it is. This is where I mine stone. As though I have mined so much stone that most of my stone actually comes from up, you know, by my base and all that, because I mined so much underneath. Like, this is only a part of my house, you know. And it's weird to think that, you know, how much I've actually mined. You never realize how much, you know, you've done of something until, you know, all the resources are basically in front of you. And it's quite crazy that. Also, I realized I put all of that in there and put the cucumber seeds in there. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad there. I will probably do something inside this little mountain here. That's probably where I'm going to put creatures that are more attuned to darkness. So they don't actually need to be in the darkness, it's just, you know, makes it look cooler. And this path here is just another path to just, you know, connect up. Connecting paths up to just kind of make, you know, little roundabouts areas. I will probably make a path that goes off in that direction and then connect up with this. Actually, what level are you on? You are on 65, no wait, 69. And let's see. What level are you on? Let's see. Yeah, 69. So this would be, I think this would be where I split off from the path, is around this spot right here. And it is kind of like modded city skylines where you can work on a city for a decade and not be done. 69 days. Hey. Let me, break some of this. like, people don't understand, like, you know, the real limiter of Minecraft is really just your imagination. A lot of people eyes are, you know, you can really tell someone's mindset, to be honest. If, like, I'm surprised people don't use Minecraft as a psychological thing. Because if you look at it, you can tell how someone is feeling when they're building. You can kind of create, like, you know, a picture of how they build and all that. And you can get, like, a psychological profile. But that's just how Minecraft is, you know. Minecraft is only limited by your imagination. So if you say, like, you don't have imagination, you can't build anything, well, you're not really gonna get to build anything if you have that, you know, kind of mindset. That's what I'm gonna say. There we go. I'm gonna grab all of this, and I'm going to have to break down another tree. So let me grab my axe. I've actually been using this, you know, axe I made a while back instead of my mending axe. I keep forgetting that I did go and repair my tools. Let me put that in there, put that in there. Grab that. That can go in there, that goes in there, that goes in there. That goes in there, and let me grab that up there. There we go, not too bad at all. You can really just see how light it got from removing one tree from the skyline. I really do want to do a tree house build. That would be like a cool place to build like a tree house from. But at the same time, I feel like it'd be too in the way. When I want a tree house, I want to build it into, like, you know, a tree, but also make it, you know, hidden. I don't want it to be like, you know, you can easily spot it. I knew this cave would be a problem. It's actually up here. The skeleton's actually up there. Thank you, Dennis. You actually got off of your lazy butt to do something for once. I'm just joking, Dennis. Yeah. There we go. Not too bad. I love tree houses. Always wanted one IRL. Yeah. Tree houses are quite great. I think if I do build one, I'm going to have to do it a bit more hidden. Just for, you know, how the landscape is. And I need to get this down to here. But at the same time, I feel like that can kind of wait. Let me see. There we go. I'm kind of just lighting up the forest so no mobs spawn in the forest while I'm working on this. They will probably spawn in that cave down there. So that kind of sucks, but can't do anything about that really. Unless I go in and light up the cave, but I don't really want to do that now. I could light up the entrance. I do have some torches. This is a cave that I've never been in. I see the skeleton. Get out here. There we go. Never been in this cave, you know. It took us over 1,000 episodes to get into this cave. Crazy that. Alright. Now I'll put all of that, you know, skeleton in my backpack. We'll use those skeleton skulls for something in the future. Let's see. I feel like I could bring it down there, but it really depends. I think I'll probably have to make it come a little bit closer like that. Go over like that, and then I can also bring out that a little bit more. So it's just not over, you know, lining with each other. Let's work on this bit right here, because this is what I needed to focus on. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this tree. This tree is in the way. Goodbye, tree. Tree Cafeteria is like the best mod ever. I'll remove this mod. well, not mod, this tree. There we go. Surprisingly, I could almost fit 2 of the trees in my pockets. Could almost fit 2 of those trees in my pockets. Alright, let me grab all of that. And grab that. I missed the sap one. We're actually not doing too bad here. What's the time that we're at? We're at 25 minutes. We still have, you know, another 5 minutes. Alright. 5 minutes and then I have to end and, you know, restart the episode. Or the live stream, if you're on Twitch. There we go. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. It's just as though it's easier to upload. There we go. And I forgot about that cave being down there. I should really head down into that cave to go light it up, but I do not care. And also I heard you coming and you still gave me a fright. I don't know where you were actually. I think you were just right here and you just zoomed up the wall. That must have been the case. And I'm full on that and I'm full on that. Poop. Do I have any gravel left actually? I should really see if I have any gravel left. Yeah, we do actually have some gravel left. Let's do some of the pathing here now. And we'll see, you know, what happens with this pathing later on. Who knows, maybe I might use this cave for something. So I'll lead this path over here a little bit. I was kind of just going with, you know, the flow of the ground there. I should really add some granite to this eventually. We need to get granite and we need to get brown concrete powder. So that we can add it to this to kind of give it a nice feel. I tell you, one of these balls keep popping and it's so annoying. I'm going to hydrate because of my throat, you know, getting a bit dry. There we go. All better now. I feel like I can make this better. Take that away. Get rid of that. Hey, you should hydrate too. Let's see. Hydration is very important. Let's see. Go back to that, what do you call it, other thing. You should really try out, you know, modded, you know, Minecraft. I would give, you know, playing the regular version a try first and then go to modded. Because it really is like, you know, a nice time, you know, playing modded. And playing the regular version as well. But I would definitely recommend that. If you are interested. Let's see. Can't go wrong with a bit of vanilla. I will say my favourite update probably has to be one of the older updates just because of, you know, the simpler times. Either 1.7.10, 1.12.2 or 1.0 is probably my favourites because it's just a nicer time, to be honest. Nicer time. It just has that, you know, homely feel to it. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Watching you play it makes me want to get back into it, indeed. Hey! Well, if you do get back into it, I would recommend, you know, playing, you know, an older update first, and then just, you know, bouncing off of that. And if I had to recommend it, I would watch, it's not Poet Plays, it's Pixel Riff's Survival Guide. Because that's still pretty up to date and can teach you a lot about Minecraft. If you've missed out on a lot of it, you know, it'll give you a lot of details and help out. There we go. I remember when Pixel Riff was doing their original survival guide. Oh, that's a great time. What did you say it was again? Channel name? Pixel Riffs. There. They're quite, you know, good person, I tell you. Quite a good person. I do quite enjoy what they do. I don't watch their stuff as often now. But you know what? They are quite, you know, a good person. It's a nice series just to, you know, put on and just watch. But if I had to recommend like a survival series to get into watching, I would definitely recommend watching Dallas Med play some Minecraft. Now that is a nice time. They do some amazing building. Much more better than what I do, I tell you. But they're in the newer update, they get the fancier blocks. That'd be my excuse. There we go. I'll have to take this down. I will replant a lot of the trees that you see around here, it's just a lot of them will have to go. And what I'm doing here is actually not giving myself enough space to work with. I'm going to connect these two paths up, but they need to work together. And also I'm out of materials, and we're also at the end of today's episode. So I should really go and grab some... There's a special zombie. You're infested. Okay. If I kidnap you, I could just farm so much XP from it. There's actually quite a bit of, you know, XP there. Quite a bit of XP there. I'll just shove that in the backpack there now. And what books did we get? We got Efficiency Free, Lore, and Smite Free. That's actually probably the best amount of books that I've ever gotten of quality. Just ignore my terrible backpack. I'm actually going to add a mod soon. That being the inventory sorter mod. Just so I can sort out a lot of blocks that we have. Because our blocks and chests and all that are quite unorganized. And we do have to set up the storage room again. This will be like our 4th attempt at it, because it's going great, you know, the storage room, it's just a bit messy. Also, I might actually decrease the size of this. I like this, but it goes up too high. That's what I'm gonna say, it goes up too high. It just causes a bit of, you know, a bit too, you know, up and down, up and down. I like up and down, you know, I create this bridge just because it goes up and down, but when you're on horse, it does not really go up and down because it just skips a few blocks. The Nautilus is... it went in the boat and died. Nautilus. I cannot speak now. Words do not work for me, I tell you. And then here we have the zoo over here. I am planning on working on the zoo very soon. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. Because our main idea is to break these and make a staircase going down. And then we'll have some of the habitats on the left and just make this area super huge. This will probably be the largest underground project if I get all of the animals that I do want to get in. I have like, you know, at least 50 animals to go into the zoo so far. And there's, you know, a bunch more to be added. Yeah, it does look cool, you know, so far, but it has a lot more to be added. There we go. Just jump here. I missed the jump bit. You know what? I really need to see if there's anyone that I need to add to the commenter garden. I think there's a lot of people that I need to add to the garden. Oh, there's Genuine Chili. Genuine Chili is a ADHD Minecraft YouTuber. I would recommend checking them out, you know, if you're into, you know, ADHD gameplay. It really gets me, you know, good, that one. It's a great series, I would recommend checking it out. Genuine Chili is quite nice. They're part of the Limelight SMP. I will say, they don't do too much of recently. That's my only, you know, sad thing, is that they just don't do enough of recently. I'll just shove that in there for now. Shove that in there and then grab me 2 stacks of dirt. And then combine that together to get a bunch more coarse dirt. Underground zoo. Yeah, we are having an underground zoo. It won't take us too long to build, I hope. It really just depends, to be honest. I don't want to drop that on the ground. My goat will eat it. No joke. Where is a dark enough area that I can place this down? Need a dark enough area. It's under these trees. Yeah, there's not enough dark enough area for a mushroom around here. I should have this mushroom and place it down like, you know, this is how we detect if the area is too dark or not. There, we'll just leave that there. I do need to add some new mods to the series. And also fix this landscape in here. I need to figure out what I need to do for this landscape. I think I might actually add like some slabs here. Just to let it go up and down. And then this, just broke it. You know what? No, I'm not touching that now. So it is, you know, water free now. So I can just, you know, reel it. There's a lot of fishing bit. Oh, that's where the resources are going. I'm like, where is all the resources going? It's actually storing into the little fish, you know, strain. I say strainer, it's actually just a fishing area. I don't know, but I'll check it out. Alright. But I do think that's where we're going to have to end off. And plus my throat is, you know, a bit, you know, not wanting to agree with me. So I might leave this off as the last stream for today. And yes, my skin is still broken. Do not, y'all, judge me. It is not my fault. It is, you know, Minecraft itself. For some reason it does not want me to get my I cannot speak. Alright. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, stay safe, help us supplement, make sure it's very important. Have a nice day, thanks so much, bye bye.